Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Shri Varadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Shri Varadhari Yashoda Nandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Shri Varadhari Yashoda Nandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading today from the Srimad-bhagavatam for 8th Canto, Chapter 7, texts 36, 37, 38, and 39. Most of them don't have purports. So this is 36 here. Sri Shuka Uvacha Tad Viksha Vyasanam Kasam Kripaya Brisha Piritaha
Vipaya Shapidaya
Sarva Bhuta Surideva
Sarvabhuta Surideva
Idam Aha Sating Priyam
Idam Aham Sukhiyam
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Visuddha Vacha
Tadviksha Vyasanam Tasham
Sadvikshyanam Tasam
Kripaya Brisha Piritaha
Vipaya Shapidaya
Sarva Bhuta Surideva
Sarvabhuta Surideva
Idam Aha Satim Priyam
Idam Aham Sukhiyam
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Visuddha Vacha
Tadviksha Vyasanam Tasham
Sadvikshyanam Tasam
Kripaya Brisha Piritaha
Vipaya Shapidaya
Sarva Bhuta Surideva
Sarvabhuta Surideva
Idam Aha Satim Priyam
Idam Sathiviyam Vishnuka Uvacha
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Sadvikshya Vyasanam Tasam
Tadviksha Vyasanam Sasham
Vipaya Shapidita
Kripaya Brisha Piritaha
Sarvabhuta Surideva
Sarva Bhuta Surideva
Idamaha Sathiviyam
Idam Aha Satim Priyam Shri Shuka Uvacha Tadviksha Vyasanam Tasham Kripaya Brisha Piritaha Sarva Bhuta Surideva Idam Aha Satim Priyam. Okay, word for word synonyms. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, Tat, this situation, Viksha, seeing, Vyasanam, dangerous, Tasam, of all the demigods, Kripaya, out of compassion, Brisha Pidata, greatly aggrieved, Sarvabhuta Surit, the friend of all living entities, Devaha, Mahadev, Idam, this, Aha, said, Satim, unto Sati Devi, Priyam, his very dear wife. Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued, Lord Shiva is always benevolent toward all living entities. When he saw that the living entities were very much disturbed by the poison which was spreading everywhere, he was very very compassionate. Thus he spoke to his eternal consort Sati as follows. Repeat after me. Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued, Lord Shiva is always benevolent toward all living entities. When he saw that the living entities
when he saw that the living entities
were very much disturbed
were very much disturbed
by the poison
by the poison
which was spreading everywhere,
which was spreading everywhere,
he was very compassionate.
he was very compassionate.
Thus he spoke to his eternal consort,
Thus he spoke to his eternal consort,
Sati,
Sati,
as follows.
as follows.
So, I think this is the end of the purport. No purport. So, read the next verse. Lord Shiva said, "My dear Bhavani, just see how all these living entities have been placed in danger because of the poison produced from the churning of the ocean of milk. It is my duty to give protection and safety to all living entities struggling for existence. Certainly it is the duty of the Master to protect his suffering dependents. People in general, being bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always engaged in animosity toward one another. But devotees, even at the risk of their own temporary lives, try to save them." Purport. This is the characteristic of a Vaishnava. Para dukkha dukhi. What does para dukkha dukhi mean? Para dukkha dukhi means, it's the quality of a Vaishnava. He is always unhappy to see the conditioned souls unhappy. Otherwise, he would have no business teaching them how to become happy. In materialistic life, people must certainly engage in activities of animosity. Materialistic life is therefore compared to samsara dava nala. That should sound familiar. Samsara dava nala lila loka. A blazing forest fire that automatically takes place. Lord Shiva and his followers in the Parampara system try to save people from this dangerous condition of materialistic life. This is the duty of devotees following the principles of Lord Shiva and belonging to the Rudra Sampradaya. There are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, and the Rudra Sampradaya is one of them, because Lord Shiva, Rudra, is the best of the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam Gitasya Shambhu. Indeed, as we shall see, Lord Shiva drank all the poison for the benefit of humanity. Om Ajnana Timiranda Shagana Shanakaya Chakshurun Militamina Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. So unlike the people in general, a lot of times people in general feel happy, there's envy or something. They feel happy when they see that others are unhappy. Oh, we're familiar with these things. So it's not uncommon for a materialistic person. If a materialistic person sees that others are feeling very happy, very happy, then they're going to feel unhappy, and they're going to try to see how they can make that person feel unhappy. It's called envy. It's what envy is. So I'm. They say, there's a saying, the grass is always greener in the other person's yard. I'm not sure how it translates that in the languages, but it's common. It's the same principle. The grass is always greener. So the tendency is that whatever we have, we look around, we think, oh, this person has something better than me. I have to, I'm not happy with that. So either I have to take that away from them, or I have to get it myself, what I want. So that's materialistic mentality, envious mentality. But a Vaishnava, a pure Vaishnava, specifically we're talking about, is if they see that others are suffering, then they're feeling really bad. They're feeling really bad for those who are suffering, because they feel bad because they feel bad because others are suffering, and they feel very happy when they see that others are happy, especially if especially if the cause of their happiness is something spiritual. That one of the songs that we sing, it says that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his heart feels, his soul feels, what's the word? Feels good when he sees that others are taking up the chanting of the holy names. He feels he's happy because he knows the result of that, of taking up the chanting of Hare Krishna. It is the best thing that anyone can possibly do for their lives. So this is the proper mood, and if a pure devotee sees that others are suffering, then they're feeling unhappy for that person or those people, and as a result, they're feeling unhappy. So they think not how I can make the person suffer more, but what can I do with my life to help these people to advance. And of course, this is what Srila Prabhupada did. He was, he did follow the instructions of his spiritual master, who also had that mood, the Vaishnava mood, because they're all pure Vaishnavas. But Srila Prabhupada was always he had a sincere feeling of compassion for for all living beings, and so he took so much problem upon himself to give Krishna consciousness to others for the benefit for their benefit, for our benefit, not theirs. We're in the group. Srila Prabhupada made so much endeavor to give Krishna consciousness to the world, because he knew that people were not happy, and even if people have some people are very well off, maybe a lot of money or a lot of some good things, material things, but they ultimately know, they may not know, but a pure devotee knows that this is a temporary situation. You can have millions of dollars, billions of dollars, but sooner or later, if you stay in the material world, you're not going to have that money. I mean, you can't take it with you. Maybe you did enough pious activities and you become very wealthy in the next lifetime, or maybe not. But the material happiness is never satisfying. So the pure devotees, they come to not to teach us about how to get material gain, but how to become Krishna conscious, because Krishna consciousness is eternal. Krishna is eternal. We, the soul, are eternal. And we have an eternal relationship with the Lord, and the goal of life is to simply practice, engage in that loving devotional service to the Lord. And so the pure devotees, knowing that this is the only way that we can become ultimately happy, then they come and they take all kinds of sacrifices. We look at the sacrifices that Srila Prabhupada made, and of course all the Vaishnavas took so much problem. But Srila Prabhupada himself took so much. He in the name of, for the purpose of preaching Krishna consciousness. His spiritual master had taught him, or instructed him, okay, you should, of course, engage in Krishna conscious activities, but you should see how you can preach to the, he specifically said to the English-speaking people. Because Srila Prabhupada, unlike a lot of his god brothers at the time, Srila Prabhupada could also speak English. So Srila Prabhupada, so even in India, Srila Prabhupada was printing, writing, and publishing his Back to Godhead magazine. It's not like our Back to Godhead magazines now, which are, much bigger and full of colored pictures, and it's evolved. It was maybe 1 page or 2 pages, and he would write it himself. He would type it up, and he would get it published. And he personally went out and tried to give them out. And once Srila Prabhupada, when in New Delhi, he was out in the hot sun distributing, selling his Back to Godhead magazine, which was only about 2 pages, more of a pamphlet that was called Back to Godhead. So when he was out doing that in the hot sun, then he had a heat stroke. India gets very, very hot in the middle of the summer, more so than here. So he had a heat stroke, and someone came in and helped him. But he wouldn't have that had he stayed inside. But he was outside because that's where people were. And he was trying to preach and to give out his Back to Godhead magazines. Srila Prabhupada went through a lot of endeavor to preach Krishna consciousness. He didn't need to write books for himself. He already has this knowledge. And he could read it if he did. If he didn't, he could read it in the original Sanskrit, Bengali writings. So he made that endeavor before coming to America from India, from Vrindavan. With a very great struggle, he wrote and published the first 3 volumes of Srimad-bhagavatam, the first Canto, which was at that time was 3 separate volumes. So he did like that, great difficulty, having to personally go to the printer, having to write and rewrite. The printer wasn't doing things quite right, so it became a very, very big endeavor over years, many years, 10, 15 years, putting together the first canto of Srimad-bhagavatam. But he did it. He took that trouble. And it wasn't like somebody was funding Srila Prabhupada. It wasn't like they were funding him. Here's a bunch of donations, and you go out and you sell your books and you do what you want to do with it. He basically I guess he got little tiny donations. Sometimes people would give something when he gave the Back to Godhead magazine. So sometimes he was almost not eating. He was near starving, but still he was trying to put together Srimad-bhagavatam and the beginnings of the Back to Godhead magazine, and going out and personally distributing it. So a lot of endeavor, a lot of personal difficulty he was taking on in order to preach Krishna consciousness. And then eventually it came to the point of him, he had to get to America, because his idea was to start preaching in New York. New York is, it was then, and I guess even now, it was the most, or one of the most important American cities. So he wanted to go there. So how would he get to New York? He didn't have money. He was a sannyasi at that point. Sannyasis don't work. You get a little donation here, a little donation there. Ashishi Gornitai, Shishi Radha Vrita Vihari, Jagannath, Balaram, Lady Subhadra, Vindishigade, Pavad Maharaj, Ki Jai. So he So he went to one wealthy lady in India, Srimati Maraji, and asked. Well, first, actually, he'd gone to her previously to get some donation. I think we lost the image here. Let's see. He had gone to her, Srimati Maraji, and she gave some donation so he could actually print these Srimad-bhagavatam. And then he went to her and said, "I need passage to go to America." And she so he stayed for weeks, months, maybe, I don't know exactly the timing. In her, she was the head of a big shipping line. She was a very wealthy and influential lady. So she was in charge of this big shipping line, a Scindia Steamship Company, it's called. And so she had a lot of people working for her, so that she provided housing for them in that, on that shipping on the land there. So Srila Prabhupada stayed there for some period of time. He would go out preaching during the day. He would continue writing different things, but he was staying there, waiting for her to arrange for a ship. And she and the same Srimati Maraji did visit Miami Temple about many years ago, and she told me personally that it took a long time before Srila Prabhupada, before she could send him on the ship, because she was trying to find a ship going to that same area, and who had a nice captain. She said, a captain who would, who would be somebody who would be nice to Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada waited, and then she made those kind of arrangements. And then, of course, we all know that Srila Prabhupada, when he did go on the ship, only a couple of days out to sea, then there's rough water. He said he was experiencing seasickness and heart attacks. Can you imagine? Seasickness is bad enough, and to have a heart attack and seasickness at the same time, and two heart attacks, a heart attack 2 days in a row, 2 times. We know nobody survives these things, but somehow or other, with great difficulty, Srila Prabhupada did survive it. Krishna helped him. And all this endeavor, we're talking about Vaishnava making personal sacrifices for the benefit of others. So Srila Prabhupada made all this great endeavor to bring Krishna consciousness to the West. And he didn't know what to expect. He didn't have any money. He had a lot of books, but he had no money. Actually, he did have some money. He had 40 rupees that was left over for change for buying him. Somebody bought him a heavy coat for the winter there in the United States, New York winters. But he had but 40 rupees, you can't exchange rupees, Indian money in America. So basically, he had no money at all. So he came to America like that. And he had a sponsorship from someone for 1 month, and then after that he was completely on his own. So he was really, really dependent. He was thinking. He said he was thinking when I'm going to America, maybe there's nothing to eat. He was thinking maybe all the American people, maybe they just only eat meat and things like that, which of course Srila Prabhupada was not going to take. So maybe I'll just have to eat boiled potatoes every day while I'm there. So of course in time things are a little bit better like that, but Srila Prabhupada, expecting the difficult situation, he was thinking like that because he wanted to carry out his spiritual master's instructions to preach to the Western countries, and he wanted to carry out that instruction. So then Srila Prabhupada came to America. Anyway, there's you read the Srila Prabhupada, read you get the whole history, but Srila Prabhupada underwent always so much difficulty, and the only reason he had all this difficulty was because he took on that challenge of helping us in Vedic terms, pretty much uncivilized people, trying to help us become Krishna conscious. So this is a mood like that of the devotees, of the Vaishnavas. We, practicing Krishna consciousness, should try to develop that consciousness. We see someone, we should be thinking, how do I help that person become Krishna conscious? I give them a little prasadam, say Hare Krishna to them. Maybe whatever we can do, we try to help everyone around us to become Krishna conscious. This is the this is the mood that Srila Prabhupada instilled within us. And Srila Prabhupada gives the example, because Westerners have a tendency towards certain kind of material advancements, but in India there was the Vedas, the Vedic scriptures, which are something extraordinary. So Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the blind man and the lame man. So there's two people. One is lame; he can't walk, and there's another person who can walk but he can't see. But he said if the blind man is being carried around if the lame man is being carried by the blind man, and the lame man who can see is giving directions of where to go, then the two of them together can do something for the benefit of everyone. So the same way, in the Western countries, we have our certain Western materialistic type education, but we don't have that spiritual enlightenment. We don't have that spiritual enlightenment of Krishna consciousness, which we're developing now, but we didn't. So Srila Prabhupada encouraged that the Westerners and the Easterners, the Americans and Europeans who have certain kinds of abilities, work together under the direction of the teachings of Srimad-bhagavatam like that. He encouraged that. Blind man and the lame man working together, and that way we can have success. And success means that working together, we Vaishnavas, we work together and we see how we can help others become Krishna conscious. So that's the principle. And the Srila Prabhupada mentions there are 4 different sampradayas. Sampradayas, it means a disciplic succession. So there's 4. One's called the Rudra Sampradaya, that was mentioned here. One's called the Lakshmi Sampradaya. One's called the Brahma Sampradaya, that's ours. Brahma, Lord Brahma. They all start with Krishna. So Lord Brahma is the first living entity under Krishna in that Sampradaya. And the 4th one is Kumara Sampradaya. Oh, no. There's a Shiva. What am I leaving out? They mentioned the Rudra Sampradaya and Kumara. 4 Kumaras. Those young, those old people that remained as children, and so they have their Sampradaya. So. So in all, but I lost track of what I was saying about the Sampradayas. So Rudra Sampradaya is one of those 4 Sampradayas. And our Sampradaya, we technically call it not just the Brahma Sampradaya, we call it the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Brahma because Lord Brahma is the first person other than Lord Krishna, who is really the first. Brahma, Madhava, there's Madhvacharya. So one of our big acharyas in the past who taught basically his teachings, his philosophy is almost exactly the same as what we follow now. So he had his teachings. Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya refers to Lord Chaitanya, Gaudadesh, the teachings there, and then Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya. So that's in our line, from Lord Brahma to Madhvacharya and to Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Chaitanya's Sampradaya. That's the line that we are in. And each disciplic succession has there's minor differences, but in the end they're all serving Lord Krishna, all worshiping Lord Krishna. This is the way. Just like well, not just like, but I think Shilpa gave this example. Just like in politics, you have the Democrats, you have the Republicans, like that. So the idea is that everyone has their idea about, okay, we know how to run this country, we know how things are going to make things perfect in this country, right? That's the mood. But we don't necessarily all agree with each other. So there are some minor differences between the different the teachings of some of the different acharyas. There's some minor differences, but the goal of all disciplic successions and all acharyas with any particular disciplic succession is to become, their goal is how to help people in general become Krishna conscious. How to help people become Krishna conscious. So here we see Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he's, after hearing all these prayers, and they never actually directly asked him, for help, but they were definitely praying to him. And he understood what the problem was. So ultimately Lord Shiva will agree to drink this ocean of poison. And I'm not sure if it's coming up, but I'll mention it. There was a huge amount of poison because there was, they said it would go all over the universe and destroy everything. But Lord Shiva somehow or other was, he was a very great personality. Somehow or other he brought all this poison together and was able to reduce it to some amount, and then he drank the poison. That was his mercy. And just Lord Shiva is who he is, the poison couldn't actually hurt him. Any questions?
Yes, so it was mentioned about the Rudra Sampradaya. what was the difference between Vaishnava and Rudra?
The difference?
Yes. Just mentioned there.
So it's something we actually read specifically? I don't know, let's just read this section again. Lord Shiva and his followers in the Parampara system try to save people from this dangerous condition of materialistic life. This is the duty of devotees following the principles of Lord Shiva and belonging to the Rudra Sampradaya. There are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, and the Rudra Sampradaya is one of them, because Lord Shiva, Rudra, is the best of the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam is Shambhu. Indeed, as we shall see, Lord Shiva drank all the poison for the benefit of humanity.
So maybe they don't separate.
Huh?
So what's the difference between these two?
Between Rudra Sampradaya and I can't answer that at the moment. Let me see if I can get some more information on it. I'll see what else. I'll see what I can find out, and we'll bring it up in the upcoming class. Any other questions? Questions? Let's see if anyone here had a question. Nobody. Okay, so we'll end the class for today. Tomorrow we'll start with verse number 40. And we only have 40 to 44, 45. It's hardly any purports, maybe only one more purport. Maybe we'll finish the chapter tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada.